wrestler, so I believe that's going to be part of his game plan to try to take me down. And he likes to stand and trade for what I've seen in his fights. But I've been training very hard to prepare myself for either scenarios. I'm definitely going to keep it standing up, where I think the key to this fight is going to be my pressure, coming in forward and nullifying his takedowns.
Now you feel like you're doing a lot more defensive wrestling lately because that seems to be everybody's game plan against you, right?
Yeah, it's been something I definitely gotta, obviously need to work on. So after the Maya fight, went back to the drawing board, worked a lot on that, but also I didn't want to just focus on trying to, make my wrestling not only stronger, but also, keep my tools sharp and focus a lot on what I'm gonna do and I'm gonna implement in the fight as well. Focus on my strengths.
See, that's really interesting that you said that. I had this great conversation with Frank Mir the other day, and he was talking about how his jiu-jitsu has always been his bread and butter, and then he was like, all right, let me focus on my striking, and then he kept doing that, and then his jiu-jitsu timing was completely off. So I wonder, it's got to be really hard to time manage skills in MMA, especially since you have so much to do. So how do you kind of budget your time to learn the things you need to learn but still keep your skills sharp?
I think that comes with having a great team behind you who can kind of micromanage your schedule for you.
Yeah.
And, kind of just compartment a lot of the schedule between a breakdown of what you need work on and improvement on, but also not let it take away from the time from you to focus on what the key for you to win the fight is as well. Because then you can focus your whole training camp on defending something that the person is good at, but meanwhile you're neglecting the one key ingredient that's going to land you the success in the fight.
Right. So you think the success for this fight against Chance is mostly going to be within your own stand-up?
I think it's stand-up. I think, honestly, I've been training for groundwork as well, wrestling, kind of everything. A lot of it is that, and also my mindset.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, my biggest challenge has been just my mindset going into fights. There've been fights I feel like I could have won, but I lost closely because my mind just wasn't there in that fight.
I hear a lot of fighters say that, and I've competed as well. And it's weird because your mind's different every single day. So your mind can be completely different on fight day. What techniques do you work on to try to get your mind right on the day that you have to perform?
A lot of meditation. A lot of visualization training. I do a lot of mental and physical rehearsing for my fight. Walking my hands up, and after training, a lot of it I think is just training very hard so that you have that physical confidence of knowing you can go the distance, and mentally preparing yourself, doing a lot of just mental inner work so that you can build that confidence. It's not a guarantee that the night of the fight you're going to be 100%,
right?
But you'll further increase your chances of it being your night and feeling great if it's something that you just really focus on every day. It's just like any other skill set. Your mind has to be trained, and it's as strong a muscle as anything else in your body.
Yeah. Do you think confidence was a big part of the issue in the past?
I think so.
I
think I've had. Because there's been fights where I've lost close, and I wasn't disappointed by the loss. I was disappointed in myself.
Right.
Because I felt that if my mind was there, I was only half there. I was half in the fight. I was in the cage, but I wasn't mentally. And those were the fights I felt like I lost. And those are the ones that hurt the most. I don't mind losing a fight to like a Damian Maia to his skill. He's amazing at what he does. I don't mind losing to another fighter if he's better than me. But there's nothing worse than losing to yourself.